Good morning. Welcome to another session on environmental impact assessment.
We shall continue with Unit 3, Air Quality, Noise, Energy, Water Quality, Vegetation and Wildlife Impact. Course outcome: apply the knowledge of the impact of infrastructure projects on air quality, water quality, vegetation and wildlife. Learning outcome: Rapid EIA and post-environmental audit. Specific outcomes: types of EIA, difference between comprehensive and rapid EIA, purpose of rapid EIA, definition of audit and various types of audits. So types of EIA, right? There are two types. One is rapid assessment and another one is comprehensive assessment. Rapid assessment is the initial feasibility study carried out for a minimum period of 3 months. After it gets appraisal, the next phase, comprehensive assessment, is carried out. It is carried out for a period of 16 months. Rapid EIA, also known as Rapid Environmental Impact Assessment, can be defined as a study which is done for quick assessment of likely adverse impacts. Rapid EIA studies will be conducted at the initiation of the new activity. In some cases, the study may be required for the expansion of the existing unit or change in the current manufacturing process if the pollution load is to exceed the existing one. Rapid EIA study covers one season baseline data for various environmental components, that is air, noise, water, land, biological and socioeconomic, including parameters of human interest. Comprehensive EIA is basically a study which includes collection of data for various components for 4 seasons: monsoon, post-monsoon, winter, summer. Comprehensive EIA has to be submitted after the evaluation of Rapid EIA report, if so asked by the Impact Assessment Agency. The various methods that are used in EIA are ad hoc method, overlay methods, checklist, matrix, network, and integrated methods like combination of matrix, network analysis model, and a computer-aided system approach. A typical EIA study for an industry, right, includes the following. First one, field data collection for various environmental parameters, assessment of various liquid, solid, and gaseous pollutants generated by the plant and existing pollution control devices, assessment of various impacts from these pollutants on the environment, consideration of various statutory guidelines and standards prescribed by Central Pollution Control Board and Ministry of Environmental Forest, formulation of detailed environmental management plan to mitigate or control the various impacts and bring them within the standard limits. Going into environmental audit. So environmental audit is actually a management tool for evaluation of the performance of organization, management system, etc. It is conducted in a systematic, documented, periodic, and in an objective evaluation manner, used to determine the past, present, and future environmental impacts of a site. It is used for assessing an organization's activities and services. History of environmental auditing. So origin dates back to 1970. It was introduced to UK later. It is used for many industries, extended to commercial establishments, office complexes, etc. The concept of environmental auditing in industrial units in India was formally introduced in March 1992. So what are the objectives? Overall objective is to minimize the consumption of resources and promoting the use of green technologies in industrial production to minimize generation of waste. It also helps in identification of site contamination, reduces potential environmental liability. It is a basis for further investigation. It is the initial step to site remediation and also used to meet the regulatory requirements. Forms of auditing. There are two types. One is internal auditing, another one is external auditing. Internal auditing is done within the company or firm, right? It's a management audit that is conducted within the organization. External auditing is done by some external auditing agency, and we need to submit an environmental report at the end of the external auditing. Even internal auditing needs documentation. It's not only for external auditing. Types of environmental audit. You have compliance audit, environmental management audits, supplier audits, procurement audits, waste minimization audits, and last one, energy or water conservation audits. So compliance audit is whether the process meets the standards, right? That is, the standards, guidelines, laws are met or not. Second one is it's related to internal management systems, corporate policies, and this supplier audits related to performance of partners, procurement audits related to raw material procurements, waste minimization audits deals with how good you are utilizing the waste resources, um, or how minimally waste is being generated or produced. And last one is energy or water conservation audit is how good the water is being conserved, and how best the energy is being conserved in an organization. So phases of environmental audit, you have pre-audit activities, on-site activities, and post-audit activities. Pre-audit activities, first is to develop an audit plan, and second is to make necessary preparations and arrangements. On-site activities are used to achieve the audit objectives. Post-audit activities produce an audit report with findings and recommendations. It helps in contributing towards formulations of an action plan for performance improvements. So the step-by-step procedure. Step 1, schedule the audit. An environmental management representative should schedule audits at an appropriate risk-based frequency. Environmental managers can determine how frequently the audit should be performed through consultation with relevant government agencies and or a review of specific project requirements. When scheduling an audit, the representative should coordinate the timing to minimize disruptions to project operations. They also need to record the audit in each environmental management plan using the appropriate template from their environmental management systems manual. Step 2, planning the audit. To plan the audit, the representative needs to establish and document the area or contractor to be audited, the reason and scope of the audit, and the contact names for the area or contractor. The EMR must also appoint and notify a qualified lead auditor or audit members if required. If warranted, the representative can appoint his or herself as the lead auditor. Step 3 is conducting the audit. All relevant persons or personnel in the audit team should meet to discuss the scope of the audit, the proposed audit agenda, audit objectives, any project personnel that need to be contacted or interviewed, and the tentative time to hold the exit meeting or final meeting. Step 4 is develop an audit report or action plan. So audit team needs to prepare a report based on all the objective evidence that was collected during the audit. The report must be forwarded to the contractor within 2 days of completion of the audit. The final report must be distributed to the auditor, contractor, independent reviewer, and environmental auditor, the state, and all other relevant personnel or persons. So what are the benefits of environmental auditing? It is the development of environmental management system. It helps in the improvement of the environmental performance. It increases management and employee awareness of environmental issues, increases sharing of information, and the last one is cost saving and improved efficiency. What are the demerits of environmental audits? Disrupts operations of the company, as we need to get all the employees to involve in the audit, and we need to maybe stop the operations for at least maybe a day to check all the documentations and how the processes are moving, and so on, right? Negative consequences for company's corporate image, right? If audit says that that company is not doing well, it obviously brings negative name for the uh, company's image. Cost involved should be bared by the company or shareholders, right? So that's a question, meaning you need to get an auditor, you need to pay him, and you need to do some work, documentation work, right? Planning that's involved and all those things. So the cost should be bared by the company or the persons who are going to benefit out of this environmental auditing. So that's always a question. So thank you.
Thus, we come to the end of this session. Thank you for your participation. Looking forward to meeting you in the next session.